Relapse isn't failure, it's feedback. Think of recovery like learning to navigate a road. Every time you hit a pothole, mark it on the map so you never hit it again. If you ignore the pothole, you'll keep damaging the car. Relapses are not verdicts, they're data points. If you fail to investigate them, you're doomed to repeat them. Study them, and the same trap won't catch you twice. If you don't reframe relapse this way, you'll keep falling into the same cycle of shame. You'll feel like you're starting from zero every time, when in reality, relapse can be the very thing that helps you break free if you use it as feedback. I've seen this over and over with my clients. One brother came to me convinced he was hopeless because he'd relapsed so many times. But when we sat down and we studied his slips, clear patterns started to emerge. Time of day, emotional state, location. Once he started treating relapse like feedback instead of failure, he built a roadmap out of the cycle. And suddenly, what felt impossible started to make sense. Now, don't get me wrong, streaks matter. You do need periods of abstinence to let your brain heal. But streaks alone are fragile. If your whole recovery is just counting days, then you're building your house on sand. One relapse and the whole thing collapses. That's why I teach a holistic recovery. Yes, keep streaks, but don't stop there. Build resilience, build identity, learn from relapse. Because relapse isn't failure, it's feedback. And when you treat it that way, streaks become part of a much bigger picture, a lifestyle change that actually lasts. That's the difference between fragile recovery that crumbles and solid recovery that sets you free. This is where most brothers miss the mark and how to fix it. First, yes, Alhamdulillah, as Muslims, we already know what to do spiritually after a relapse. Tawbah, ghusl, dua, asking Allah for strength. That's already in our deen and it's powerful. But here's the gap I keep seeing. Brothers stop at their spiritual reset, but they never do the strategic reset. We all know about the hadith tying the camel and trusting Allah. But for some brothers, they don't even have a rope. They've never learned to tie a knot. And to be honest, I'm not sure they've even seen their camel in years. Now, I know this sounds funny, but that's exactly the problem. Tawbah is there, but tying the practical side is completely missing. That's why relapse must be followed by two steps: Tawbah for the heart and reflection for the mind. One protects your iman, the other builds your recovery. If you only do Tawbah, you stay forgiven, but you don't learn. If you only reflect, you might gain insight, but without Allah, you'll miss the strength to act on it. You need both. And when you combine them, relapse becomes a stepping stone instead of a shackle. So here's your action. After a relapse, do two things: make Tawbah and then grab a pen. Write down the time, day, location, device, and what you were feeling before it happened. That simple habit turns shame into data. And over time, the data becomes your roadmap out. If you skip this, you'll keep relapsing the same way on autopilot. But if you do it, you'll start breaking the cycle one pattern at a time. Because if you keep treating relapse as failure, you'll stay trapped in shame and secrecy. But if you start treating it as feedback, you turn every setback into a lesson. And this matters because your recovery isn't just about you, it's about your iman, your salah, your future wife, your children, your community. Every step you take toward breaking free is a step back into the role Allah created you for: strength, leadership, purpose. Relapse isn't the end of the road, it's the map that shows you the way forward. And in the next video, I'll show you how all of this connects to the bigger picture, truth for. You were made for more than this. Because recovery isn't just about avoiding porn, it's about building a vision for your life that's bigger than porn ever could be. Click here for that now.